Now move to the third question. Okay, so I hope you are enjoying these lessons, guys. That's why I was saying this lesson is just to warm you up. It's not necessarily for those complicated questions. So I assume when we'll be doing those complicated questions, you'll be very much excited, and again you're going to enjoy those lessons. Guys, you can just quickly have a glass of water. If you've got a glass of water, so I'm also having a glass of water while I'm having this lesson. So ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look at question 3.1.3. I'm just thinking about this question, guys. I think it's one of those questions which will even make this lesson interesting because I still have a lot to explain. So this question is also allocated 2 marks. That means not that much complicated. They just want you to show all the necessary steps. Okay, they're just testing your understanding here, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, very, very much important. Okay, very, very much important. They are saying determine the number of the terms in the pattern. Determine the number of the terms in the pattern. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, very, very much important. This question 3.1.3, they want to know how many terms are there on this pattern which has the first value as 12 and the last value as 172. Okay, guys, let me do this. You remember from the previous question 3.1.2, we had 12, we had 17, we had 22, we had let's say until 67. Okay, so guys, if we had a pattern similar to this one, okay, remember there's a relationship between that pattern which is given and this one that I'm giving you now. The only difference is that the last number of this pattern is 67, but there it's 172. Okay, so the difference is here. Obviously I've indicated the difference. So if the question says determine the number of the terms in the pattern that I've just given to you in this pattern, what they want you to tell is how many terms have you got where the first term is 12 and the last term is 67. This is the first term and this is the last term. Okay, very, very much important, guys. So that means for this kind of terms where they just give you the first few numbers of the sequence or the term and they give you and they do then they give you the last number, you are most likely to be asked to determine the number of terms in the pattern. Okay, remember this is term 1, term 2, term 3. You'll be having term 4, 5, 6, 7 up until this term. So they want to know how many terms have you got for this pattern. Okay, so coming back to this pattern, guys, this is the 12th term. Let me just say this is the 12th term. Do you still remember, guys? If you do remember, just give this video a like. Okay, from the previous question, guys, we did that manually to see what was the 12th term. So now what the question is asking you is to tell how many number of terms you've got in this pattern. So an answer to that question would be you've got 12 terms. You've got 12 terms. This is what the question wants you to give as an answer. Okay, so let's just now try to answer that question. I hope you fully understood what the question wants from you. So, guys, because 172 it's too far, guys. We cannot manually do until we get to 172. So let's just use our shortcut. Okay, so on this formula, guys, on this formula, what they want you to calculate, it should be that n, guys. It should be that n. Okay, so remember the formula is Tn, it's equals to 5n plus 7. Okay, so now they want you to calculate that n. Okay, so obviously, guys, that means Tn, it's equals to that last number. Okay, so that means where the last number is 172, what is the number of that term? Okay, 5n plus 7. Okay, so what you do is just to solve for n. Okay, so you obviously know that you're going to subtract this by 7. You're going to move it to the other side. Let me just write in full steps. Obviously it's minus 7 because it was positive, it changes a sign, and then you have 5n. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, you need to remove that 5. Okay, so you just divide by 5, you divide by 5. Okay, so this 5 is going to cancel, then you remain with n, which is equals to the whole of this. Okay, so on your calculator you just do fraction pattern, or otherwise you can just say 172 minus 7, it's equals to that, and then you divide by 5, you get 33. Okay, 33. What is this 33, guys? What is that 33? 33, I know someone will say 33 is an answer to our question, but I just need a bit of explanation, guys. That means for this linear pattern, you've got 33 terms, and the first term is 12 and the last term is 172. That's what that 33 means. Okay, very, very much important, guys. Remember, this question is allocated 2 marks. Sorry, guys, this question is allocated 2 marks. Okay, so now where do you score your marks? Obviously, for that equation where you equated the whole of this to 172, this is where you score your first mark. Obviously, your final answer will be allocated a mark. Okay, so that means for this step where you show how you get that 33, you don't score any marks there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, very, very much important. I think we should now move to the next question. So guys, I hope I'm not confusing any of you. I'm trying by all means to be understandable, and again, I'm just trying to be as slow as possible so that we don't lose each other along the way. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's now move to 3.2. Given the first 4 terms of a linear pattern, 3, x, y, and 30. Sure, guys, this is going to be an interesting question. It's allocated 4 marks. So, guys, the first 2 marks, will be dependent on your thinking capacity. So, for the fact that this question is allocated 4 marks, okay, doesn't necessarily mean that this question is complicated or it's difficult. They just want to test your understanding. Okay, you just apply all of these basic rules that we have applied with the first 3 questions. Okay, nothing complicated, nothing tricky. Given the first 4 terms of a linear pattern, so that means we are still dealing with the same type of pattern, which is arithmetic, which is given as 3x, y, and 30. The question says calculate the values of x and y. Guys, I think I will just remove all of that because we are now embarking on a new question, which is 3.2. Okay, so you're given a linear pattern as a